Check, check.
Hello, Tease Burlesque. In my first video, I was nice and refrained from attacking any of you directly or labeling your talent levels or artistic choices. But after all your comments, you have proven yourselves unworthy of such neutrality. I was called names and given harsh, unfounded judgment. Do I get to return the favor? If I'm going to be accused of such things as being an asshole, an assault apologist, giving a clutch my pearls review, I better get to do what I'm being accused of. So here's your review. The show is advertised as Tease Burlesque Review, and the company's website is caravanofglam.com. The venue was the Lodge at Jackson Hole, and I witnessed the later performance on Saturday, May 27th. The show started over 30 minutes late. Not a good first impression. I'll give you a few minutes, but after 10, I'm losing my patience. It finally started. The drag queen hostess was the fun, larger-than-life personality, which is exactly what I hoped to see. She made me laugh out loud twice, thank you. Sadly, the sudden cut from her commanding live mic to lip-syncing Cher was a downer. Couldn't afford a sound designer? They have a male and female singer, both good voices. They're easygoing but unprepared. They had to restart a backing track twice. I felt like I was a participant of a dress rehearsal. I didn't see any of the brilliantly fantastic costumes that I longed for. Big disappointment. But I will admit I'm hard to please. Now Birdie, the dildo-slapping girl that demonstrated my point on boundaries so perfectly in my previous video, came out in her first number in red feathers and beads, very striking against her pale skin. They were removed quickly, and I wondered, now what? Well, she was off her stage and dancing on one of the tables in no time. She continued to work the room, moving from table to table, sitting on laps, kissing girls, full engagement performing. She's seductive and kind of trashy, with a beautiful body. Jackson's performance was strong and unapologetic. His creative use of rose petals that fall as he literally tears off his costumes is a fabulous visual, and I'm rather impressed with the way he handles himself in a pair of very high heels. Beautiful Briny Sea by Stella Pearl was my favorite number of the night. Unusual choice for a burlesque number, but it was creative, and she was comical, embracing the ridiculous stretch to realism with facial expressions and choreography. I was entertained. On to Bella Reese, who is, to be politically correct, the largest dancer of size I have ever seen on stage. I have to give her points for courage, but honestly, she is difficult to watch. She has an aggressive energy, and it might be therapeutic for her to be on stage and taking her clothes off, but it did very little for me. I actually felt like I was being forced to watch her, and she gave me an overall sense of fatigue. Now, by the end of the show, the small audience was almost gone. So for any of my neighbors that walked out because it was getting late, but they're tempted to come back and see what they missed, don't bother. It was the most incredible shit I have seen in a long time. The beautiful No Boundaries dancer entered dressed as a dude, stripped down to nothing more than a nude thong and a dildo on leather straps, and her shoes. She proceeded to stand on tables, put her crotch in front of non-consenting audience members while she slapped them back and forth across the face with her dildo. It was tacky, disrespectful, and somewhat degrading. I wondered if we were in a reality TV porn experiment. Whose brilliant creation was this? Your efforts to bring art to the little communities of the West include smacking them in the face with a champagne piece of rubber? Are we supposed to think you geniuses? Then, just as the dancer exits to her corner and those untouched patrons breathe a sigh of relief, we hear shouting. She hasn't gone away. There's a bouncing dildo attached to a human who is shouting in the corner with the rest of the cast, "Give me your effing money," as though they thoroughly expected these last few souls to jump up, empty our pockets, and surrender our credit cards at the door because of their outstanding artistic display. Usually in tipping situations, I'm inspired and then I tip accordingly. But I just sat there wondering, who are these insulting people? What kind of artist talks down to their audience and demands respect? Did the dildo-slapped face-crotched patrons deserve respect? So you just took your chances and did whatever the hell you felt like doing. Just like the guy you claimed assaulted you so horribly. Maybe the dildo girl actually was really upset, so she took it out on some innocent bystander with her weapon of choice? Or is this an every night thing? When was the last time you highfalutin performers had to deal with an ungrateful audience? It sucks. And that's just the same way it feels when an audience has to endure an ungrateful performer. It sucks. I'm sure they claim their performance legitimate under the wide umbrella of performance art, What's next on your Declaration of Artistic Independence? Are you going to pee all over the tables, ejaculate into our wine glasses, all in the name of your all-encompassing title of burlesque? My friend said he felt like he was watching a show in someone's garage, which is just about as technically advanced and polished as they were. And that last number was a sad excuse for artistic expression. There's a lot more where that came from. Subscribe to my YouTube channel.